Grow Moringa Farms in Plant City, Florida. We are live. Thanks, Julian. Welcome. Welcome back to the Moringa Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Happy Saturday, man.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
We did good. We just did a little tour around the property, and we have some exciting news for this week. We'll start off with a giveaway. We're going to be doing a quick giveaway for our winners. We'll talk about Moringa Product Features, new product feature. We're going to be, let's see if we can mute this real quick because we are live. Yes. Let's see here. Oh, nice. All right, everything is good. We can see this.
All right.
Actually, I'll just do this just so that we can see us.
Facebook one.
Check out Facebook. Yeah, go ahead and check out
Go.
Facebook. And we can see us. We can see comments. Let's go ahead and just put in the comments real quick. We're doing a giveaway. This week's giveaway, we're going to be giving away oil. We're going to be giving away a 4-ounce oil this week.
Where do you go?
So text oil to 813. Text oil to 813-696-6676 to win a free 4-ounce oil. Text oil to 813-696-6676 to win a 4-ounce moringa seed oil. And we'll talk a little bit about the benefits of that. But today's show, we're going to be giving away a 4-ounce bottle of oil. We're going to be talking about a new product feature. We'll be talking about news and events. We have a member highlight, a beautiful member highlight for you today. We also have a new member spotlight for you. We have a new member that signed up with a really great project we'll introduce you to. We also have some development on the farm. We'll be talking about machines. You can see some machines behind us here. And also how we're raising capital for the farm. We have some news and industry trends this week since we're coming into spring. We have some tips and tricks with farming, the updates for what's actually happening right here on the farm today, this week. Some top questions from members inside the members area, and then we'll have a live coaching call.
Sounds good.
So you guys can come into the call at the end and ask us any questions live. We've got some winners possibly from last week.
Yeah, from the ones that Texas Spice.
Okay, so we have Spice. We're gonna start off with our contestants from last week. I'll go ahead and hold the hat. Julian's gonna pick right now who won from last week. Spice. Who won a bottle of Spice?
Yeah, last four, 3624.
All right, last 4 digits, 3624. You want to do one more? Julian wants to do one more. Okay, we'll do one more. Let's see here. Boom. And then our second winner will be. Oh, he says try again. All right, that was a test. That was a test to see. All right, we got one more here. All right. Oh, same one. We put the same one in the hat twice.
Really?
No worries. That's what we do. That's what we do. Let's make it look like we got a lot of contestants in here. All good, all good. All right, so let's do one more here. This should be real. Yes. All right. 5373. All right, so we'll save these two for this week. These will be our winners. If you could put on there, those are our Spice winners.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, those are our Spice winners. Great. Thanks, y'all, for participating. This week, if you'd like to participate, just text oil, and you'll win a 4-ounce bottle of oil for free. This is a $60 value. I mean, this is thousands and thousands and thousands of seeds it takes to press this oil. It's super, super clean, crispy. Some of the benefits for the oil: skin, hair, nails, cuts, bruises. I like to say creaky bones and creaky doors.
Well, yeah, that too.
Creaky cars and all of in between. So if you want to help grow your hair, I put it in my hair pretty much every day, on my skin, on my
Yeah.
lips, under my eyes, in my ears. If I have
Exactly the first
dry,
thing.
crispy, like because around my glasses, my ears get real crispy sometimes. So I put it around there. The weenus.
The Venus.
This is called a weenus.
So it's called.
This is an
You know what?
elbow
Actually,
technical.
I got, you can't really see it
Exactly. Yeah,
now.
you've
You
got a
can't
little bit
really
of
see
dryness
a
right
little bit.
there.
Yeah, well, it
Yep.
was way worse. And I don't remember last time I got some oil from you. It was
Yeah.
specifically for that, but I kind of stopped using it. I used it once and I saw great results and I kind of stopped using it. I got to keep using it.
Yeah.
But I only used it once and it cleared more
It
than
cleared
half.
it
You
up.
can't barely see in the camera, but I have a little bit. And I thought
Yeah.
it probably wasn't scrubbing well or something. And then I looked at my other elbow. I'm like, no, man, my
No.
other elbow's fine.
Sure.
So it must be something else. And
Oh, totally.
yeah, and it works. It's great.
It's clean. I use it in cooking. I guess that was a question, actually. I got a call from a guy yesterday, and he was like, hey, I got some questions about the oil. And that's when I said to him everything about the oil. And he was really surprised to hear about the temperature in which you can cook with it,
How high?
because it's an over 200-degree smoke point. So it's a monosaturated fat. So the molecular bond of it prevents it from breaking under heat.
Okay. Do you know what temperature it starts smoking?
Over 200.
You don't
So
know exactly
it's
the
just
specific.
it's
Okay.
kind of like once you
So
get
you're
to
using a stir
200,
fry
essentially it's like
I got you.
you're at that kind of like point. But you can deep fry with it and it doesn't burn. And it's also really good for the heart. I think that's the main key, is that
Okay.
it's good for the heart. It's a monosaturated fat. So some people will consume other oils, but those oils are not as good for the heart.
Okay. Yeah.
Like they're more cholesterol oils, like canola oil, which by the
Well,
way is a GMO oil.
technically, the canola was made for airplanes,
Yeah,
but it
no,
has so much left over because it was made out of a plant.
yeah,
It's technically it is
and a
edible,
GMO plant.
but you don't know,
It's mixed from
yeah,
corn and GMO corn and
yeah,
other
but you don't
things.
know what a long time exposure to that can do.
Yeah. Well, cheers. Welcome back. Happy
Cheers.
Saturday. We got some cranberry beet
Happy Saturday,
juice.
people.
You know,
Salud.
salute. That's good.
It is.
Refreshing. We just came back in from a tour. So we're going to talk about permaculture and things like that. He was really interested about some of the methods that we're farming here.
Yes.
Developing this farm essentially is topic of the day, Moringa farm development. So yeah, I want to make sure everything's good. We are live. Everything is great and gravy. Do you want to see it just to make sure everybody's commenting?
Let me double check.
Everybody's here, double checking. You're watching us live here on Facebook, which is good. So everything's good. Everything says red live, red live. We've got comments.
Is this Instagram, right?
Yeah, anybody watching us from there?
Oh, they want to know where do they text?
Oh, 813-696-6676. Text oil to 813-696-6676. So that way you can get your free bottle of oil. Text oil to that phone number there.
This is recording for Facebook, but you said I had to do something else to bring it in.
Share it. Can you share it to the group? And so see if you can share it to a group. And then, yeah, just directly into the group. Like, hey, we're live now. Just up here. Oh,
What did I do?
back. Just right up here. Just text, hey, we're live now. Great. So what's a product that's coming up? We're going to bring back the survival bin. We're going to bring back the survival bin. This was a hot product. Essentially, I'm putting a bunch of items inside here, and this is a nice little bin. This was the top seller that I had a couple years ago. We call it the Moringa
nice
survival
tin.
bin. So it'll be a nice tin.
I'm obsessed
Essentially,
with
we're going
pins
to put
and
our
boxes.
baggies in here. So I'll show you what I mean.
Good quality tin, man.
Nice baggie, powder
Probably you can see
baggie,
the.
seed baggie, capsule
hand.
baggies.
I don't know if you can see
All of our oil, we'll put oil in here. So essentially, this is what it's going to be. We'll put tea in here. It's going to be something like this. This is going to be our new product.
Just bring it
Essentially,
into the camera.
yeah.
I got it.
So it's essentially going to be something like that. Yeah, exactly. It's got all the products inside. It's called the survival bin because it's something that it's harder. It's smaller. It's not like the gift box is big. Comes with the key core products. It'll have oil in here. It'll have spice for cooking. Say like you're out by a
Mhm.
campfire or something. Say you're like feeling weak on the trail, something you can put some of this in your water,
Need
get a
some
boost of
quick, yeah.
protein. Say you get lost in the middle of nowhere and you need to plant a tree, you can
Yeah,
plant the
just in
seed.
case.
But also these are edible. These are
Yeah, those
super
too.
power.
Yeah.
This is protein. So like this will help you get some power. And then of course, if you cut yourself or anything, you've got the oil, so that's going to be good. And then taking your capsules on the trail, on the run, whatever you might need. So this is going to be and if you're making tea, like if you wake up in the morning, you want some tea, then you've got some hot water, you can make your tea. This survival bin is going to be on the website here in the next week or so. So check us out at our website, growmoringa.com, for our new product that we're going to be launching. It's an old product. This was hot. This was hot when I had it on Numa. I had Numa
Okay.
Nursery, and this was a hot product. It sold. It sold. People love this. This is called the survival bin, and so I'll get a label made for it. And boom, this is going to be a hot new product that we'll come back out with. I'm excited for that. So, special
Yeah.
event. MoringaCon,
Moringa
baby.
Con.
MoringaCon is coming April
2 weeks.
25th, 26th, 27th. I can go ahead and pull up actually the itinerary. So like if I go into the members area, I will share my screen with you guys. I will just bring this over here and I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see MoringaCon. Here we go. Boom. Share screen. This is kind of like the itinerary for the weekend is going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll start out and we'll talk about the history of the tree. We'll talk about land, growth requirements, fertilizers, soil. We'll talk about developing your business, rules, regulations, laws, and then we'll have dinner on Friday night. Saturday, we'll start up in the morning and we'll do like a harvest, and then we'll wash and dry. We'll make powder. We'll capsulate together. I'll teach you. It's a workshop. We do like a 30-minute workshop in between. We'll do how to make the oil. So we'll pull out the machines. We'll bring it all together and talk a little bit more about revenue streams and strategies for making extra income right away. Sunday, a lot of it is going to be about selling, marketing, online, the map, tools for building your website, funnels, communications, automations, CRMs, things like that, marketing. And then we'll go into design, some of the problems that happen, which we're actually going to be talking about
Mhm.
today, irrigation, soil, and then we'll be closing it out. But that's MoringaCon coming up the 25th of April, 26th and 27th.
So about
A
2
live
weeks.
conference
Yeah, about 2 weeks from
in
now.
about 2 weeks. It's available to members. So if you want to get here and you want to attend, please sign up for membership, and that will help you to also take what we're learning here to outside of here.
Yeah, put it in
Because
practice.
we have the app.
Mhm.
The key is when people come, they're like, well, where can I go to learn more? Well, the members area. Everything we have is in literally the
And
members
then,
area.
then the Moringa Con is actually a hands-on approach for people that need to have their hands on while they're learning.
Yeah.
Step-by-step process. Everything you'll find on Collective, we're gonna be doing it in Moringa Con.
Exactly. It's kind of like a condensed version of what we do regularly in the members area. Great. So we have a member highlight. Actually, we just came out with the member highlight. Let's go ahead and pull that up. I'll go into the WhatsApp here. Marie in Dubai, she helped to make the new here we go. Yep, we'll turn the volume up on this. LaQuisha Ivory.
Shout out.
Shout out to LaQuisha in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee's in the house. That's near Chicago. She's actually just right off of the Illinois border to Wisconsin, off of the Great Lakes. And we'll go into her location on the map as well. So let me just share screen. Shout out to LaQuisha. The name of her business is called Moringa Wealth. Okay. So you can find LaQuisha at Moringa Wealth on Instagram. And she does a lot of really great things. Let's just watch her new member highlight here. See, are you ready?
Meet LaQuasia, a true Moringa enthusiast from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, with a heart full of purpose and a dream rooted deeply in the soil.
That's her pictures.
What started as a passion has grown into a mission to cultivate.
That's her capsules. She made those.
Moringa and share its powerful benefits.
Her sprouts.
With available land in both Mississippi and Arizona.
She's a landowner, so she's getting land and family land going in Mississippi and Milwaukee. And this is her code, MT888. If you shop Moringa on our shop, MT888, LaQuisha sees revenue from that purchase.
MT888 for 10% off your order. All of this has been made possible thanks to the training and coaching from Kendrick and the ongoing support of the Grow Moringa Collective.
There we go. I just texted you that new graphic.
I think I used it on the last one.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'll have to check those out. We wanted to, thanks to Catherine and her help with just seeing her eyes. She was like, it'd be nice if that was more of like gold ticket, the golden ticket, because before it was red.
Red. We stopped.
Yeah, exactly. And so I like that golden ticket theme.
Yeah, I like it
That's
too.
nice. So we're just constantly just making improvements. That's LaQuisha. Let's go ahead and see if I can go to her map real quick and show you her pin on the map. I'll just pull up the map. You could actually see her as well on Facebook. So let's first pull her up on the map. This is all about LaQuisha today. She's doing really great things. And she's posting a lot on her social media, which I really love. So I'm going to go to maps. And she's a mama. She's got children and she's caring for them and doing really great things with her family, getting them, like I was saying, her property essentially is a generational property, which I love, is that she's kept that family and she's kept that property in her family,
Okay.
and she's developing it now in different states. So let's see here. And so maybe what she's doing now can be passed down to her children, essentially, is what I was trying to say. So we've go to saved. We have our maps. We open up our Moringa map. We can open the map here. Should pop up. Yep. So let's go ahead and go and share screen. You guys can see this is our member map. Essentially, this is a live map on the internet. If you want to get in on this map, if you want to be listed on the map and get sales right away, sign up for a membership today. This is her pin right here. You can see we had a member sign up in Chicago, but then she's right up here just north of Chicago, Milwaukee Moringa, LaQuisha Ivory. You can reach out to her. She has a phone number if you want to buy Moringa directly from LaQuisha. 414-395-0082. Let's zoom in on her pin. She's here pretty much downtown Milwaukee. She's got a storefront and she also has a food truck. That's also what I wanted to showcase and share with you. She's right on the water there. How beautiful is that? This is old world country right here. You know why this is so dense and like this? It's because this city is old country, old city.
Okay.
Real old world. All amazing buildings out here in this area. If you look into the history of Milwaukee, Native American, Moors, all the architecture from this area is really beautiful. So everybody from this area can see LaQuisha's pin on the map. Let me go ahead and real quick, I'll go to her. I'll pull up Facebook and we'll go check her out on Facebook as well, because she's posting a lot of great things. She's making products from Moringa and serving them fresh from the food truck. She's partnered with a local urban farmer who grows in the city. So he's got garden beds in the city, and essentially is sharing space with LaQuisha to do the food truck on site. Let me just see here if we can find those posts. Lady Justice. Let's see here if we can find some of her food truck posts. She has a business.
But she's cooking with moringa.
Yeah, she's cooking with moringa. Let's see here. She's posting a lot of food truck stuff here. She's in the food truck here. We're gonna find her. There's her family. That's what I was saying. She posts a lot about her family. And I follow on Facebook as well, so I get to see all of her updates. And let's see if we can find her food truck posts. Here, they're coming. I think, it's been wintertime, so it's been really cold in Milwaukee. So she is on the comeback now that it's warming up a little bit. Oh, there's a picture of the farm that I was talking about.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see the beds.
Yeah.
So night is a night picture.
So she's actually harvesting fresh fruits and veggies from this factory warehouse space that's been converted into a urban farm, which I love. So it's in the city.
Farms.
It's right next to the church, pretty much right downtown Milwaukee. And she's able to take the greens and the veggies directly from these beds, and she's cooking them up and putting them in the plates. They're actually planting moringa this
Nice and
year.
fresh,
She's getting ready to plant tons of moringa. She kind of got started a little bit last year. Is that moringa right there?
I believe so.
Oh my gosh. I think it is.
But it's cold up there though.
No doubt, but this was October, so she did all summer
Oh.
moringa in the beds, and then boom, she probably had to harvest them as an annual.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the key, is that she's in a northern region and she's having to grow it as an annual.
Thing, yeah.
I'm really glad that I found that photo of her. Let's see if we can find any more of her. This is LaQuisha here, and she's sharing all kinds of spiritual knowledge and everything. I wanted to find
Can
her.
I see all this?
Oh yes. This is what I'm saying. Like, she's putting green ginger. She's probably got moringa in there. This is her ginger one, but she's got a moringa one. So she's in the food truck she's making. That's probably her daughter there, her family. And she's doing really great things. Here, look, she's got more garden beds. If we go back to the like, she's pressing, she's in the food truck, she's pressing fresh juice, you know what I'm saying? So she's in there, she's starting her own business, she's doing really the business thing, she's chopping up fresh fruits and veggies for everybody, making smoothies. Love seeing that from her. Look, she's got other fresh one. Let's see, Summer Delight. This was over the summer, so she's gonna get posted back up. They're doing fresh greens right outside. That's her. There she is in the food truck. And she's sourcing moringa locally. She's growing it locally. So she's a member and she's doing really great things. She's really excited about her operation, her food truck operation. You can see here. And she's talking fruits, veggies. I think she went vegetarian, or she's definitely doing a lot more fruit in her. Yeah. Yeah, you can see she's got different things, experimenting with different things, but fresh watermelon. Over the summer, I think she said they harvested like 100 fresh watermelons right from those raised beds. So you can see out here, this was her over the summer. So it's beautiful out there. So if you can support LaQuisha, grab moringa from her. She's jamming in there.
We'll try some of her food.
Hey. Oh yeah, when you're making food, there she is. So shout out to LaQuisha, one of our member highlights for the week. And thanks for coming into the members area, LaQuisha, and hanging with us.
Welcome to the collective.
Yeah. Milwaukee Moringa in the house. Moringa Wealth. You can find her on Instagram at Moringa Wealth. Support LaQuisha. And if you're in Milwaukee, make sure to go see her and grab some fresh smoothies from her. She's downtown. All right, let's go on to the next subject. which was great because you were in the meeting the other night when Coven came in and we were talking. Were you in there when we were talking about the design?
Farm design, yes. I don't think I didn't get there early, but I was there.
Okay, yeah, because we were on for a couple hours actually.
Yeah.
We stayed.
played
Oh
almost
my
3
God,
hours. I think it was
dude!
three
Like
and a
we
half
started
hours.
at 8, and I closed down at like 11:45.
Oh, look at that.
Dude, I was in there for like 3-4 hours.
It was a good one.
It was great. So, Coven from Lake Wales has several acres in Lake Wales, and he came in, and this was kind of like a feature that we did for him on his property here. And I was just kind of breaking down on his property. We can pull this over just to make sure that we can see what it looks like. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah, looking good. Essentially, he's got a couple acres, he's got a house, he's got something down here, but he has this drive path. It's kind of like on the property. It's not necessarily on the street, but it's just a dirt road on the property. And he had these 2-acre plot and 1-acre plot that he wanted to develop. And so I gave him a strategy for what's that? What's the word that I'm looking for?
Say it again?
It's like a pathway for circulation.
Okay.
Right? So you want to make sure that for him, I told him to incorporate more pathways along the edge. So that way he can access roads. First and foremost, focusing on access.
Okay.
Then we zoomed in on the property. He's got an acre here. Essentially, you can get several rows north to south. And then using my double row staggered method, he can get about 400 big orchard trees in here. And then you could get about another couple thousand hedge row trees in here, a little bit tighter. And then you could get 50,000 intensive trees like I do down the middle of these different rows. So we were talking about money and market. And the first question I asked him is, what's his purpose? What is his why? You know, is he trying to sell for people, pets, or plants? That's essentially what we kind of were talking about with Coven. So welcome, Coven.
Welcome.
He took advantage of the new lifetime offer that we have. And so he's going to be getting a certificate as well, a beautiful certificate. And he's also going to get a copy of the book as well. So boom. So Coven, we're going to be sending your book out as well. It's coming to you soon. It's just coming from the warehouse. You're not going to get this old rinky-dink rained out one that I got here. It's going to be crispy.
Crispy, nice and clean.
Yeah.
Fresh.
I left this one out in the rain. You know what happens when you're hanging out and filming all day outside and you come back in after a rain and you're like, oh crap, I forgot the book or I forgot something out there.
I left the instructions.
So thanks, Coven. Thanks for coming in. 3 acres in Lake Wales is about to go online. I think one of the biggest things that he is going to start building is his dry room. That's what I told him. He's got to get his dry room.
Yeah, it's one of the most important things. Because when you're growing, you process, you sell. You know, what do you got? You're just gonna sell the fresh greens?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna dry it? So most of them, when you process, you gotta dry for everything else. So
yeah, or sell fresh. You're gonna sell it fresh. You have to have a
so if you're doing
for
tea, you gotta dry it. If you're doing powder, you gotta dry it. If you're doing pellets, you gotta dry it too. So
right. Which is why we're going to be talking about the machines here in a second.
Yeah, I am pretty sure people are asking what the heck is this?
Yeah. A new machine. So great. We're rocking it. We're rocking it right now. We're going to be coming in. You want to check to see if there's any questions up there? Well, we'll see if there's any questions on the live here.
Okay. Pearl Sarantierra is asking, what are the benefits of moringa?
Oh, benefits? Well, we talked a little bit about the benefits of the oil for sure, externally. I think that's what the guy who was on the phone was asking, was like, I was going through the external benefits, and then he was like, well, what about like eating it? You know, and it's a dietary supplement. Says it right here on the bottle, and it's protein. You know, it's one of the proteins. It's got all 9 essential amino acids, all 9 non-essential amino acids.
It contains a total of 20 of the 22 amino acids found in nature, which is kind of insane. 20 out of 22.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I guess it just depends also too, like the way that you consume it. You know, like the tea has a benefit. It's light. You know, the powder has a benefit. It's a little bit more heavy. And then the seeds have a benefit, which it also ends up having a little bit more kind of like cleansing and detoxing.
And something else is the powder actually has a higher concentration of vitamin and nutrients than the fresh leaves. I don't know why that is.
What is it?
The powder.
Oh, the powder?
It contains more nutrients than the fresh leaves.
Oh yeah, well the fresh leaves has a lot of water.
Okay, yeah.
So the concentration is when you dry it, you're concentrating it down. So like one capsule is like I don't know, like 5 handfuls, literally.
How small do you think it gets when?
Oh, it gets small. Like that right there literally turns into like a teaspoon.
Really?
Like what you have on the table, like that, everything.
All it is?
All of that
Wow.
literally turns into probably less than a few grams.
That's why you got to use the stems for pellets.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually separate. Then we are keeping all of the branches, chopped branches from the powder machine, and we're going to turn that and put that into the pellet machine. But right now our pellets are literally just greens, just the fresh greens. So you want to go into a little bit of the strategy?
Sure.
Because today, as we develop our moringa farm in the spring, we're going to be making big moves, big moves. One of the things that we need to make some bigger moves is we're raising capital. We're raising capital right now. So we have a fund right now that we're trying to raise $40,000. So right now we are seeking as a team $40,000. If anybody here is interested in participating in the farm fund that we have going on right now, we're seeking hard money lenders who want to help us with building and renovating the farm. We need to rent some equipment. We need to build some more equipment because the one behind us, we have some news with that. And if you have $40,000 and you'd like to contribute to the farm fund, we have a really great deal for you. Essentially, we're offering 10% APY. So for 5 years, it's a 5-year term, and it's 10% annual compound interest each year. So you can't get that anywhere else. The reason why we're able to offer that right now is because we're in our startup mode and also in our growth phase, but we're also getting and reaching to $50,000 a month in revenue. So that way we can pay this back within the first 5 years of this company. After that, the company is going to be a lot bigger. There's going to be a lot more expenses. Right now, we have very little to no overhead, but this is going to help us get this property developed over the next 6 months.
Nice.
So that way, by the end of this year, we're rocking out over $50K a month.
Sweet.
For the business. So we're seeking anybody that has $40,000 to help contribute to the farm fund that we have here, seeking hard money lenders, and we're offering 10% APY.
There you go.
That's pretty much the big news for the day.
Take advantage of the opportunity.
That's going to help us develop our property even further. We already raised $60,000 in 2024.
Okay, because originally it was 100,000.
Yeah, it's 100K. So we have 40K still remaining. That's our goal. And you can call me directly, 813-696-6676. And to get on the phone with me, talk a little bit more about it, and we can sign, or if you want to come here in person, we can sign the promissory note and exchange funds then. And you'll know exactly where the funds are going because I actually have an allocation of funds plan already in the members area. and
That's what the plan.
you'll check it out. So that
Yes.
way, you know, every dollar is going to an allocated place. Like every dollar is accounted for. So that
Every dollar has its
60,000,
purpose.
you know, went to supplies, it went to labor, it went to say the equipment, it went to racks, it went to tables, it went to baskets and pouches and labels. So machines, printer, you know, all the things that cost for running this to get to 50K a month is really what all this money is going to. It's useful. So besides all the good news, we had a failure.
What do you mean?
We tried and tried and tried to make something work, and it failed.
It happens. Trial and error.
Yeah, it's life. It's what we're going through right now. And one of the first things that you asked when you came in was, what's up with this machine? And then also, what's up with this motor?
Oh yeah, that was the first thing I saw. I'm like, what is that?
Let's feel that.
Heavy industrial.
That's a big boy.
How many of these we're gonna be removing with this?
Well, so I was trying to create a powerless machine.
Kind of like a hand crank or something?
Just not even, no power, no nothing.
Okay.
And that's where this came in. And I spent the week building and designing this machine. I will show you the next rendition of this machine that I'm actually going to be making here. So you can see this machine. You want to go ahead and pull that out for them so they can see exactly what it is. These are shop brooms. And I made it so that way they're removable, so that way you can wash them. And they slide right out. But the thing is that it just didn't have enough pressure. I pulled the leaves through here, and it still didn't have enough pressure to separate the sticks from the stems.
Yeah, the bristles are too soft.
Yeah, if you grab one of those.
Got it?
Yeah. So the whole point of this was when they're put together, that when we put it through, that it would come through. It's almost kind of like, what if we like smash it in there? It's like, well, then you can't even like get it through there, you know?
Yeah, you're right. It's harder.
So it's like, it just didn't have the pressure. See, it doesn't even pull any of the leaf through. I mean, the leaf just comes right through. So as much as we wanted to see this work, the reason why I made this, and you can even try to even push that through there and even just show people, yeah, what we mean is like, it doesn't even,
It just tickles it.
it just gives it a
You
little
know
tickle,
what?
but we're trying to separate, you know, we're trying to really separate the leaf like this. This is essentially what we're trying to do, is we're trying to do this,
Exactly.
right? Because I spend hours and hours and hours a day of my life watching several movies. Luckily, I have Netflix, because essentially I'll watch sometimes 2 movies in a night just to get the dry room packed, you know, and filled up. Because we're trying to just get this on the rack. You
Just
know,
the leaves.
we don't want sticks and
You don't want
stems
the
in there.
stem.
So last year, I built a machine off of this base, and that's where these are,
Oh yeah.
because they were horizontal.
But it was spinning.
It was spinning like
Okay.
this, right? And there was 2 of them. There was one on top and one on the bottom, and we had a small drill motor, and we turned it on, and it worked for about 30 seconds until the drills burnt out.
Oh, because it's too heavy for the drills.
This is really heavy for the drills. Plus, I think the pressure of turning it this way, the way that I was doing it, is a lot of
You're
force.
putting a lot of force.
A lot of force.
As if you stand it up.
Right.
Actually...
So there you go. So let me share this image here with you guys. This is kind of like going to be the next rendition of the development that we're running through. Is kind of like a vertical post with a motor This is just a visual diagram. It's not exactly to scale or how it's going to be. It's just showing that there's a motor, there's a base, there's a tub, there's a catcher, there's what we call the chicken pluckers, right? Those chicken pluckers are actually the fingers off of this. And this is what is going to make it a lot cleaner, a lot safer for cleaning with no bacteria and mold.
Are you gonna make those little finger pluckers out of rubber?
Yeah, so they actually already exist. Let me just go to
Also, you could take like another machine and make an adaptation to it.
It's actually a chicken plucker machine, right? And if I type in Amazon chicken pluckers, they're already prevalent as a little plastic, these little
Oh, I
plastic
see.
fingers.
Oh, dog.
They actually exist. So I'm going to be getting this. This is going to be the next rendition of this design here. Essentially, it's going to be a metal tube,
That's
just
what
like
we're finding.
this. And we're going to use these spinning with the motor that's sitting on my lap here is what's going to turn it. So I'm going to, instead of it being short like this, I'm going to somehow get the chicken pluckers, because you can buy the chicken pluckers by themselves. So this is a chicken plucker machine, but then you can buy the plugs by themselves.
So that's all you need.
This is all I need.
Use the same thing here.
Right,
Substitute the
right.
ropes for.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a
Exactly.
great idea, man.
Exactly. So instead of it maybe being a PVC pipe, I mean, it could be.
Or you can even make it smaller, make it lighter.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is just the start of, say, like now we're moving into this direction where we're using something that already exists, like a chicken plucker machine. This helps to pluck the
that's a nice
chicken.
price.
We're not going to actually like put the leaves in here. It's going to be something like this.
Yeah, you just want to drum with the
We
finger.
just want this by itself, but long, extended. The thing is that this goes in the machine, it screws in the machine, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this like 36 inches long, right? These essentially are drilled holes that they fit in. Did you see how like if I could custom drill a small little thing?
I think the back is just like,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
It
It's a
just
little
fits
plug.
in a hole, and there's
You have to just make a hole that's small enough to hold it in place.
exactly. And then we can replace them if they break.
Yep.
Or
I
if they
don't-
get old or moldy.
50 pieces.
50 pieces.
That's
Look
how it
how
looks
cheap,
in the
and they're
inside.
cheap. It's $30. So we're just going to be making our own
Now,
plucker, custom
Here's
plucker.
a question.
Yeah.
Are you still gonna go with this kind of design, like where you just pull it through?
I'm gonna use
Or is
this
it gonna
motor.
be putting it in and it's just gonna be whacking it?
It's the
It's like you see, like the chicken plucker, you bring it in from the top. But this design, you bring it in from the back and you
I'm gonna use this.
And then you're gonna-
this as my base.
Yeah, but are
base
you gonna
design.
pull through or you're gonna
Just like
lower it
this, just
So you're gonna
like
pull it
this.
through.
So I'm literally just pulling
through? Yeah.
the sticks and stems while this is rotating.
Yeah.
Those are rotating and spinning.
So it'll be
because
just constant. You're just pulling it through. Yeah.
But
But it's gonna be
I'm
standing
gonna
up.
go vertical.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think I'm
yeah.
gonna go vertical with it, so that way these motors,
It works less.
the motors can be on the top like this,
That too.
and then we just hook up the electricity, and this spins essentially that tube,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be like this. That way we could possibly even have like a water line, so we can wash and pluck at the same time.
That would be nice.
But the motor stays dry.
Yeah. Because it's on the outside.
Right. And it's just
Now,
going down. So
Do you
I'm
think-
probably going to create something that goes like this, like a frame that goes up.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be easier to wash them with the stem on or to wash them when they're apart? Because
Okay,
I believe
so-
it could stick.
So what's going to happen is if I don't have the water line on the machine,
Okay.
we put it in a tub with bubbles. So once
bubbles
there's no
separate
sticks or stems, it goes, because I already do that already.
Yeah, the bubbles separate it.
The bubbles
from sticking.
separate, the dirt goes to the bottom, and then the bubbles keep the leaves at top. Then we just scrape the leaves off, and then we put that on the dry room. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That's why I love Julian's, because his curiosity and his excitement.
I'm like a
for-
little kid, man. I want to learn everything.
Yeah.
Like,
That was great.
yeah,
Yeah, no, that was great. As soon as he came in, I was like, this is literally the show right here. It's like all these questions. So we were able to develop essentially the show notes and everything just based off of going to it, just walking around, seeing what we did this week. One of the big ones that I showed you was that I literally cut a tree in half.
Oh yeah, that was really impressive.
Let me go get it. I'll get the stump.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep talking. So I didn't know that. So when the tree starts growing, it'll like start branching out from the bottom. If you cut it because it's winter, when spring comes, it may sprout from the stem, from the trunk, or it might just have new ones. What I didn't know is that once it starts growing a lot and it starts going to the side, you can actually cut it in the middle, root and all, and you'll have one good tree, and you cut the other one and plant it with root and all. Like you can't do that with a lot of trees.
Here you go.
You should cut.
So I noticed that there was a big, huge hole in there. And this could be rotted out even more. So I cut that off and I just kept that one in the ground that's out there.
So
I'm going to plant this out in the field.
it has a nice root too.
And it already has nice roots on it and it already has greens on it. This has already been sitting out for 4 days,
Really?
4 or 5 days. And look,
They love it dry. They love it dry.
these are still green and going
And
because
you look, some of them are not even droopy.
no,
You take this outside.
it's been out of the ground. Yeah. So, oops, thank you. So, so he was like really excited to see that we can grow it essentially. That was kind of like the theme when we were going on the tour, is like everything is transient, nothing is permanent. A lot of people call, they want to get their farm started, but then they want to walk away. I get it. You want to go to the beach, you want to hang out, you want to have mimosas, you don't want to work. You want to do
Nobody
it
does.
once and done.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, but the weather is so volatile here in the USA
It is.
that you're going to have to do a little bit of work in the spring to set you up for the year.
But you don't have to work the whole year.
No, you certainly do
But
not.
they just don't want to work at all.
It's just people think that it's a tree and they're going to be one and done. But what's going to happen is that it's going to be a transient, temporary, short-living tree that when they plant it, it could die next year in the frost.
Mm-hmm.
But you went out there and saw, like, we were like, oh, gonna have to replace that one. Oh, gonna have to replace that one. Oh, that one made it. Oh, that one made it.
Yep.
So we're literally out there taking notes, like, okay, we're gonna need probably 20 or 30 trees to replace the 2-3-year-old trees that I had out there. Like I lost like
It's a
20,
process.
30
Some of
trees.
them will grow to be 20, 40 years old, but some of
Of
them
course.
might not make it. In the process, that's why you got to keep growing, because some of them will not make it. You will keep cutting them when they're young to get those microgreens. Some of them will regrow, some of them will die. It's just a process.
Yeah.
But even like oranges, they'll have them for a whole bunch of years, but then what happens? They get sick, they start dying,
Yeah.
and they got to keep planting.
Yeah,
So it's like everything. You're farming.
Yeah.
You have to keep planting.
for sure. So stay healthy.
Yeah.
Stay healthy, stay eating moringa. And develop your farm and mindset. I think a lot of it is mindset,
Mostly.
and that'll bring us into soil and biostimulant
Oh yeah.
and fertilizer and
Talking about the new plant.
yeah, saving our waters,
Mm-hmm.
red tide, the new plant. Yes,
Yeah,
the new
the
power
biostimulant.
plant. Essentially, yeah, the power plant. So we're going to be creating actually a biostimulant factory to manufacture the biostimulant here in the USA. Right now it's being made in Nicaragua, but there's a lot of volatile situations, politics, cartels,
Economy.
economy,
Not everywhere right now.
inflation.
Yep.
But what's one of the themes of policies changing around the world right now is that we're bringing things back to the USA.
Yeah, because of tariffs.
Yeah.
But it'd be great though if start making that here.
We're going to start making the biostimulant here. essentially, can you grab one of those big bottles, that 16-ounce bottle? We're going to show you essentially what the biostimulant is. It's a liquid extract that we make from the moringa leaf. Yep, beautiful. And we have a lot of trials. That's perfect. We have a lot of trials essentially that we're running with it. I've already been using it for about 4 years here. Every year.
Sorry, this is what comes with the starter kit, right?
This comes in the
A
starter
little
kit
bit, yeah, that's what you pour on
and the
seeds.
bio box. Yep. So I soak my seeds in that.
Well, I did both ways because I was trying it out. I did with like some seeds, just water. I did some of them without no water at all.
Mhm.
And then I did some with the biostimulants. All the other ones died. The one with the
No way.
biostimulants are still going strong.
Awesome.
Yes,
That's proof.
yes, it is.
Yeah, because it gives you everything that the seeds need to grow and start. There's
really surprised.
micronutrients in
Yep.
there. I can even go back to last year, early last year. We had a podcast that we did here. I'll go ahead and go to the podcast that we did here early last year. Like if I go to, I think podcasts, Grow Moringa podcast here early last year. Let's see here. Yeah, it's right here. And we went in and we talked about I'll go ahead and share my screen here. I'll bring this over here.
Let me go check, see if anybody else has.
Sure, check to see if
Ask
there's
any
any questions.
See what we got over here.
This was kind of what we did last year,
Oh,
early.
I don't know. I think it's a J, and then never mind. They're asking, how often do you top or cut? I just don't want to say their name.
Yeah, no, totally. How often do we top or cut?
I think we talked about
All
like
the time, all the time,
constantly.
constantly.
One of the things Kevin was saying is, in order to avoid your trees from turning yellow, you got to constantly be cutting.
Yeah, constantly. Always
You gotta
be
be
cutting,
cutting.
always be harvesting, always be drying. I think that's the theme too. This is
Always be drying.
always be drying, always be cutting, always be trimming, always be harvesting. This is Moti. She's got her her microscope here. And she actually went and we were talking. Do you see the background of this podcast?
Yeah, I see it.
That's actually the biostimulant.
Okay, that's what she was looking at through a
Yeah,
microscope.
it's a screenshot of the biostimulant. And we're going to go through here and we talked a little bit, but then we actually brought up after we talked for a little while, we talked about the properties of it. She actually went in on it, I'm pretty sure. Yep, here it is. This is actually it live. This is the biostim. I'm like, wow. I'm blown away by it. Yeah.
Oh, it's muted.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fine. It's we can unmute it, but we might hear us in the background.
The organic matter. Yeah, but this isn't any organic matter. This is moringa, right?
Yeah.
And so
What
we're
we
gonna
do is
see.
we make it with fresh moringa leaves, fresh green
Yes.
moringa leaves, very young greens. The trees are harvested and we're able to essentially extract the vitamins, the minerals, the nutrients, and we're able to bottle it and provide it as a bio fertilizer.
And so that organic matter is what we call it, that you're seeing those bigger chunks that aren't moving. That is what the microorganisms are eating, and they're
That's why it
able
stays.
to absorb all the macro and
That's why it stays long for so long.
nutrients.
Yeah,
Stays viable for so long.
there's food in there.
This doesn't have an expiration date per se.
into the
It does.
body.
It does. Okay.
So that's and the minerals that we'll probably see here soon. I can see a little now. And so that's what the biology is eating and bringing into their body. And then we talked about the different pathways that gets delivered to our.
Okay, so let me go into, she actually showed and zoomed in on the phosphorus and the vitamins and mineral. There it is.
is. But if we're not turning the soil all the time and pumping.
And we're constantly having.
You can actually see in the background.
So
You can see the background. That's actually it right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Recent understanding through.
So this is a podcast that I did with Moti last year. And I think real quick, I think she did this right here. This is the phosphorus part.
This is pretty much it here. It would be
Can
much
you,
more complex in a soil sample.
can you even show us the phosphorus?
Yeah, so I have an efflorescence on this, so we can switch over to that. And because of the fluorescence of the phosphate, we're able with this microscope to see the phosphorus. Now, we can't see the other macro and micronutrients, they are there, but it's just the fluorescence that's giving us capability with the epi.
Those white spots, the phosphorus.
I'm looking at these things like, where are they going?
There
Where are they going?
They're in a hurry.
it is. There it is. So she put the fluorescence.
Like, how are they pulling this?
That's actually the
That's the
phosphorus.
The Petri is a little bit angled, maybe not on a.
Well,
perfect
they,
level.
yeah, and then every slide, it's always having that sort of swoosh with the liquid.
Science is so interesting, man.
I mean, this is like 100 times zoomed in.
Oh yeah.
You know, to open itself and change positions, so.
So that is actually what's being shown is actually the minerals and the vitamins in there.
Emotion. And so right now I switched over to efflorescence on this microscope. And let me put another. What we're seeing, if you see that yellow flow,
Mhm.
that is the phosphorus from the moringa.
From the
Wow.
moringa, yeah.
And I'll move a little bit around.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, the more she moves it, the
Yeah,
more
I can see a lot there.
the
Yeah.
brighter it gets.
Phosphorus. This is when we talk about fertilizers, people hear NPK.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium.
correct, the macro nutrients.
Macro.
Those are the ones you need mostly.
that are
Yeah.
in
Nitrogen,
fertilizers
potassium,
Are
and
already found.
what's the other one?
in
Phosphorus,
Moringa. That's why
phosphorus.
we want to reincorporate it back into our food systems as a soil amendment.
So you can watch that episode that we did with Moti last year. It's on the playlist, Moringa podcast playlist. That was fun. And that's essentially what's in our product is actually the vitamins and minerals from Moringa. So this year we're going to be developing a plant, an actual like a place where we can produce the biostimulant here in the USA. It's fertilizer made from moringa. It's organic, and it helps to reduce red tide. You know, so if you're trying to keep up with the Joneses and you're trying to have your grass and everything look good, well, you can use moringa. It's cheaper, and it doesn't cause pollution.
Get rid of the pollutants.
Because something that we have here in Tampa is a lot of runoff that goes into the Gulf of America. And
Yeah.
essentially that causes it to have red tide. Of course, there's a lot of political things around the dumping of, say, phosphorus from fertilizer companies.
Yeah,
So
that's
fertilizer
really
companies
bad.
are dumping phosphorus into the water. There's two different types of phosphorus that we're talking about here. We're talking about rock phosphate
Mhm.
and phosphorus mineral from a plant.
Okay.
Those are two different things. We're talking about a rock phosphate
That's the one that's
and a liquid, which is consumable by people. People can't eat rocks,
no.
right? So when you're mining rocks and having to use the chemicals and wash and everything, and then you've got all this wastewater, they're dumping the wastewater from making fertilizer from rocks. But you can use fertilizer from plants, which is a lot safer because not only can we consume essentially this, we could drink this.
It's biodegradable. If it falls in the water, it won't contaminate it. Fish will eat it.
Exactly. It's liquid.
Yeah.
It doesn't cause algae blooms. It doesn't cause red tide. And that's what we want to teach is reduce red tide with organic moringa biostimulant.
Yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah. And then going into the next section, we talked about on our walk, on our tour, a
Mhm.
quick tour before we started here, was permaculture, and you were really interested in learning more
Yeah,
about
I didn't know what that
permaculture.
meant.
Permaculture is essentially two words put together, permanent agriculture. It's much more of a sustainable system that lasts a long time. Because the way that we modern day agriculture
Mhm.
is a very temporary, like
Yeah, like seasonal stuff.
so the soil degradation, right? So like modern day agriculture forces you to farm and then you have to move. And then farm and you have to move because the soil from that location becomes
no
so
longer-
degraded,
it's no longer
you
there.
can't even use it. It
Yep.
becomes dust.
Don't even grow weeds.
It doesn't grow anything. It
Nothing.
just becomes dirt, right? So when you've sucked it, the life force and sucked all the life out of it like a vampire, then you just go to another place.
And you do the same thing again.
And then again and again and again and again. And you wonder how you get the Sahara Desert, right? And you wonder why you get the Dust Bowl of the 40s, the 30s, and the Depression, because agriculture really ramped up from World War I to World War II. All of US turned into essentially just the Dust Bowl because of degrading the soil. Now there's a little bit more like rotational grazing practices in place because they learn that they have to actually keep a location like a year or 2 years with doing nothing. But then they're just having to double their land so that way 2 years we don't do nothing on here, but we just farm over here.
Yeah.
And then after 4 or 5 years, then we go back to this property and we degrade it back again. And it's just this constant degrading of the land. Permaculture is a long form solution of farming on one location, putting value back into the soil.
So
right.
sustainable and natural.
Yeah, using that one plant that I was showing you, the mimosa.
Yeah.
That's a nitrogen fixing plant. It's a
Oh,
ground
it is.
cover. Yeah, it puts nitrogen back into the soil.
That's good to know.
So one of the things that we're doing out here is actually growing cactus. And I have a spineless cactus here, nopale. Now the spines, they're still spines, but this is a variety that has very minimal to low to no spine. See, there's a little spine.
Very short. They're not even spiky.
But normally when you eat the nopales, you just have to eat the fresh, right?
You gotta scrape off.
And you normally scrape. Like you could eat this one, but you can notice the difference if you've ever seen nopales up close, like when you're cooking or when you buy it at the store, they literally have to shave off all of those nodules, right? But look, there's no spine.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing there. And if there is, it's very, very, very minimal to nothing. It's a spineless
I think it doesn't need it
cactus.
anymore.
And
Spineless cactus.
yes, thankfully, in this variety, I'm going to be growing out here. And people were asking me this week, hey, do you have irrigation? And I said, no, I have cactus.
Like what?
They're like, what do you mean? I say, I chop and drop, which is a term in permaculture, where you chop something and you drop it on site, and that acts as a local fertilizer or irrigant, or water supply. So what are these? Full of water.
Yep. So you probably do the same thing with aloe.
Absolutely. But aloe doesn't like sun.
And aloe likes to regrow too. So
But they don't really like full sun. Cactus can last full sun. Also, aloe is not a cactus. Aloe is in a succulent family. This is the cactus family.
Okay.
This can handle full sun because of the thick skin, but this is full of water and it's edible. So we can chop this up. Matter of fact, I told you last week that we ate carne machada made from nopales.
Told me. You did tell me.
Right. A vegan dish that ended up tasting really good because we chopped it real thin. Catherine chopped it and seasoned it just like you would
any other
like
carne
pulled
machada?
pork. Yeah. It was crazy. It was delicious.
Oh, it said it ended. Let me go. We go clip off.
It probably could just because it's been over an hour. TikTok might have ended as well.
Oh no, my phone died.
Phone died?
Yeah, I only had like 30%.
Oh, no worries.
It didn't charge the wall. I plugged it into charge last night, but I plugged it into the wall and I unplugged it.
No
by
worries.
accident,
We'll go ahead and end that pretty soon. So
died.
phone died, but did TikTok is
Oh no, wait, I
TikTok
didn't
still
check.
going?
No, they're still going, but I didn't check to see if they had.
Because I know if we go over an hour, sometimes they don't end up making it. Instagram is still going. TikTok probably ended. We might have had some notifications. It's all good. We're gonna go in and see if anybody wants to come in live with us. Essentially, we're pretty much wrapping up this week's. Awesome. Some of the top questions this week were like, how do they get a QR code? I'll show you some of the top questions in the members area. Let's go back to the members area real quick, and we'll show you this week, essentially something that we made, affiliate program. We made a new sheet for our members, affiliates. Here we go here. I'll pull this up and share screen. This is a graphic that we make for you to help get your business going right away. If you don't have a brand, a label, a logo, you can use ours. And you can get sales today, and you can offer 10% off. And by signing up to the affiliate program, you can put your custom coupon code on this graphic. And then we also make you a QR code. So not only do you get a coupon code, but you get a QR code. Now, if you want to make a different QR code or you want to have another QR code, essentially this QR code is made from a link. So when you sign up to the affiliate program, number one, you're given a link. That link, you're able to then make a QR code. So I suggest to people either take this QR code and crop it and put it on shirts, t-shirts, tattoo it, tattoo it on your neck, whatever you want to do to get sales, magnets, you can essentially put this bounce houses, whatever, stop signs, put it on the street, anything you want to help get you a sale, telephone poles, trim this out and put this on any device or like I have some people that actually put this on their phone case. So that way when they're out talking to people,
They see them.
They can literally just turn their phone around and they say, yeah, scan my code. And then you can get 10% off using whatever, my coupon code. So this is what a lot of people were asking is how do they get a QR code, which is this right here, this little box here. And you can go to a website and create a QR code essentially from your affiliate link. But number one is going to be just sign up to our affiliate program. And that's going to help you get started in making cash right away. And I'll share with you the link to the affiliate program here. Affiliate program is https://affiliates.growmoringa.shop. Oh, I forgot the thing. Sorry.
The
little
the //
yeah. Copy. Semicolon // Is that it? Yeah, there you go. And people were asking about soil. We talked a little bit about soil. We had an event this week where one of our teachers was talking about making soil. One of the best ways that I make soil for free is from mulch, oak mulch, and I get it dropped off here for free. So the best method for making soil is free oak mulch plus time, a year, 2 years, because we grabbed it. Remember?
I remember. Yeah, it was the very bottom.
And then oak mulch plus time equals soil. And then another option that we do here and we have in the back, and you were like, where do you get that soil?
Yeah,
I said, I purchase 18 yards, which is a full dump truck of soil for $500.
That's cheap.
And they drop off that black gold right off in the back, and it's USDA certified organic.
Black gold.
Yeah, that's literally like my pool that I swim in. It literally turns.
That's your money pit.
It's my money pit, bro. I can buy $500 worth of soil and turn that into thousands and thousands of dollars worth of gold. Whether I'm planting in pots or I'm putting it in the raised beds, which we're going to go out and do a little bit and plant some seeds today. Yesterday, I planted 3,000. over the week we've got, and we're talking about here on the thumbnail, 70,000 seeds going in this little half-acre farm. It's 2.5 acre property,
Mhm.
but I really have a half acre plus a couple little plots around, so I planted 7,000 in pots.
Mhm.
I planted 3,000 in the greenhouse and 50,000 out in the field, 10,000 up front,
You did 1,000 on each of these beds.
1,000 in each one of the beds. So we're not playing around right now.
Yeah. Getting ready to
We're rocking.
move that and grow that moringa.
Yeah. And so real quick, we'll just close out. If anybody wants to come in, we could do a quick invitation. We'll invite
For a live coach.
you to the live coaching call. We've got a few more minutes. If you come in the chat, you can see here, you can come into the Zoom. I'll admit you to the room. Turn on your camera, you'll be live on YouTube, and we got a few more minutes here to see if anybody wants to come in and get a live coaching call. We've had a great time. I've had a great time. We got to get out and get some sun.
Yeah, man. I'm guess
You were
sitting
up
down
working
for-
late last night.
I work late every night.
Yeah.
I sleep an average between 3 and 6 hours a day, and I don't take naps. But now for the last month and a half, I think I'm ready to start taking naps now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I now that the days are super long and it's super hot, I love nap time at like 3 o'clock.
Oh no. Oh yeah, usually at that time I get really, really sleepy.
Yeah, 3, 4 o'clock is definitely like take a snack at 2, 3, and then nap time. But then like once 5, 6 hits, I'm back outside for another 3 hours because I'm out there literally like last night I was out there until 9 o'clock.
I'll tell you something though. Let's say if I'm like watching TV and I fall asleep. I don't like to fall asleep unless I'm in my bed. So if I fall asleep, I'll wake up like 5-10 minutes in. And I'm like kind of groggy and I'll just get up because I don't want to sleep. But then I feel like I have extra energy.
Oh yeah.
Just that quick power nap.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Power naps are good. But farming wise, like splitting up the day, going from like I'll go outside in the morning for a little while. To get like an hour, 2 hours outside. Then I'll come in and I'll farm on the, computer for like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, with your orders and whatnot.
Yeah, do orders. We're actually filling orders right now. And then we'll eat and then take a nap and then I'm back out hitting hard farming because it's too hot to be out there,
I know.
too early. I don't want to get all burnt up
And last week I went out like around 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I just felt that sun beating down my neck. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, right now it's starting to come back. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, I think this summer's gonna be pretty hot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But it'll be good for moringa.
Yeah, they're gonna stop spraying potentially. They're gonna stop spraying the trails, the chemtrails.
Yeah.
In June, July.
They passed something about that.
That's what I'm
didn't
saying. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm hoping that passes that the ban on the chemical geoengineering of the skies.
they? Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, they could do whatever they want. And we can say everything we want, but the truth of the fact is they're still gonna keep doing it. I just really hope. Like I've never been one of those to say chemtrails, but a lot of people believe in it, and I'm not gonna dismiss it like that because the government does a lot of shady stuff.
Whatever they want, yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised that that's actually true,
Oh, for sure. They
And
say
they do, yeah.
geoengineering for
cloud seeding and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So they
like
do that all the
climate
time.
control.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I really believe about global warming. And it's
It's
just
weird.
I think it's just a thing to actually have a new billion-dollar business.
It could be. Well, I know that most of the people use the fact that there's a side in the South Pole that it's just like the glaciers melting and falling, and they use that to say, oh, it's global warming and people getting concerned. But what a lot of people don't know is that on the other side, there's more ice growing.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't really think the problem is global warming. I think there's just like these big companies are polluting so much.
Yeah.
And then we as humans, we're also contributing to that. That's why a lot of people
Totally.
went with Tesla. Because it's like, as an individual, I can't do anything, but I can at least contribute to making the environment safer and cleaner.
That's what they think, but it's actually like 10 cars.
Yeah, because of the lithium mining.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's crazy.
they found a new way to mine lithium. It's
How?
cleaner. You know these
We'll look into it.
No, I just was reading into last night. You know how they make these like salt pits or like chemical pits
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
like dry out salts. Like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
So that slurry, they found a process that can remove
Oh, good,
the lithium from that slurry.
good.
So they're cleaning it and mining at the same time. And I'm like, yo, that's great. And it's like 98.9% effective. So it's really
Good.
So I think that's gonna be a big change. And if they actually do that and it's cleaner, then it's a whole go ahead for
Hey,
the
that's
electric
great news.
industry.
Yeah,
And I think honestly it is great news because
Yeah.
a lot of people are concerned about that lithium mining.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, you never
Anything
know.
that's better for the environment. That's why we're talking about organic fertilizers and things. So
And not only for the environment, it's always gonna be better. Chemicals always have a long-term effect.
yeah,
Always.
and a long shelf life. They never really go away.
No,
Once they're made, they're in there. They're in the environment.
You're getting exposed only a little bit at a time, but these chemicals are so hard for your body to get rid of. They store,
Yes,
and that's why we end up getting sick.
yes, yes,
So
Yeah.
you just gotta be careful.
absolutely. And that's
Mhm.
why we are eating good. You need to get more sleep. That's going to be your thing
that's
for
my
health.
thing. Well, not that's not a now thing. That's been like forever. I've always had problems
Oh,
sleeping
for
since
real?
I was a kid. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Ever since I lived in New York.
Well, I hope that
Yeah,
maybe
it's got-
one day you will be able to
Well, it got better when I was in the army.
take more rest.
But ever since I hurt myself, I've been able to like really exercise. So I'm not. I used to, while being in the army, I would just go to bed because I'm so tired and exhausted. I would
Yeah.
just sleep.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was a daily thing, so it was easy for me to sleep. But while being this last time I was in the army, I was getting between 4 and 6 hours of sleep.
That does do that to you.
So,
yeah.
but it was the type of job that I had. If
I know
had
what you
another
mean.
job, but
Yeah.
you get used to that.
Plus you have a family, you know,
Yeah.
you're a busy man, you know, so
It happens.
you're
It
at
happens,
school and you're working
But
a lot.
I just don't really think that it's affecting me in a negative aspect. I'm just tired most of the time. That's it. I do know that rest is really important for
Yeah.
your body to heal.
Yeah.
That I know for
Yeah,
a fact.
for sure.
Pretty much. I have sleep apnea, so I have to use the CPAP, and I think that was brought on by smoking cigarettes.
Really?
Yeah, and it's gotten a lot better over the years, but sometimes like I'll wake up in the middle of the night because I'm like gasping for air.
Yeah.
Either I took it off, or I unplugged it from the wall by
Oh,
accident,
wow.
or I unplugged it from the machine or something, and
Wow.
then I'll just wake up and walk around, and there was this. I think it was last month. Excuse me. There was this thing going on where I guess I was getting heartburn, and
Probably allergies or something.
I don't know what it was, but I think it was a mix of heartburn and the fact that I was stopping breathing when I would stop breathing when I was sleeping.
Oh my God.
And both of these two things would wake me up at the same time. And it
Mm.
would cause this horrible anxiety that I would go from my bed
Mm-hmm.
all the way outside and just like try to get down, like can't breathe, why? And then I would just realize that I'm having an anxiety attack.
Wow.
And then I had to like concentrate and
Yeah.
slow it down.
Yeah.
Once I realized that was happening, like it just kind of stopped. Because I was aware of it and I started working and it stopped. But I think it was the biggest issue was the fact that I was really eating a lot of junk before going to bed.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
Eating junk food before bed.
Yeah, having a full stomach, and then if you get heartburn,
Oh,
full
yeah.
stomach, well,
Yeah.
something is gonna wake you up.
Yeah.
And then
Trying to go at least an hour to 2 hours, if not like 3
depends
hours.
on your
before
metabolism.
eating.
At least for me, it needs to be 4 hours before I go to bed.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a slower metabolism because I used to eat once a day, and now I'm starting to eat more frequently. So it
Yeah,
helps.
I noticed that if I eat really late, like last night, I was eating at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And even myself, I was like, because I was out working and
Mhm.
I didn't get cleaned up and back sitting down until like 12.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, oh, I'm starving.
you're tired. You're hungry. You don't want to go to bed hungry and tired. You at least want to eat something. But we're hungry.
But I
we
have
just
been
keep trying-
fasting. So
Mhm.
like on Sundays, I'm eating more fruit. And then Mondays, I'm fasting completely no food. So
So-
I know I can do it.
Yeah, anybody can. I also heard, and it just goes into the fasting, that when you're fasting, you actually drink juice.
Yeah, I drink
and
juice.
and it'll help you.
No, I drink this when
yeah,
I'm fasting.
yeah, you drink juice, not just water. You can drink like if you can make your own juice, even better.
Yeah, because this is just water, cranberry, and beet.
It'll help.
No, I
It'll help
definitely
with all
feel
the
better.
nutrients. So, by drinking juice and stuff like that, you avoid the dizziness, the headaches,
Yes.
the spots,
Yes.
and that's why a lot of people.
And it
fast.
helps a little bit with digestion to where I can
Mhm.
go to the bathroom and get everything out because I don't want everything to be sitting in there for 2 days.
And something else, when you fast, you're forcing your body to get rid of these toxins. So the longer these toxins sit in your body, the more risk you are of getting sick. When you're fasting, you're
Exactly.
avoiding putting these toxins in your body. So fasting at least once a week, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a really good thing for many reasons. Health, money, and
Yeah,
then
we save money too.
yeah, that too. It'll help for your health, money, and I don't know what else. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I
Just
guess
take a
those two.
break. It's just,
Yeah.
and also, Catherine and I, we say, it's helping us to get closer to spirit.
Oh, for spiritual purpose,
Spiritual,
yeah.
yeah, spiritual
Spiritual
purpose.
purpose is
Yeah,
good.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Meditation.
Mm-hmm.
It's clean, crispy. Like for
So-
me, I'm mostly doing it for the body, and then I find myself finding myself getting closer to
So
meditation and spirit.
let me tell you something. You know how like when they meditate, they make the sound of sound. When
Yes, the of
yeah,
course.
when you're fasting and you get to a point in your fasting after it usually happens after 24 hours,
Yeah,
you start feeling the same thing
Yeah.
you feel as when you're doing
You're
the
buzzing.
Om. Yeah. It
No, we
feels the
wake
same
up
way.
on Monday,
feels the
on
same way.
Tuesday morning, literally like either we're like we could go longer, or because like we're literally at that peak now. We're at 36 hours.
Yeah.
If we go 3 days,
3 days is like the ideal.
it is, but it's like we also have a full day, and it's not like we're just chilling.
Yeah, no,
You
you're
know?
working hard, you're burning a lot of calories.
Yeah,
You need to ingest something. So
yeah,
I guess the best time to fast would be when you're on your time off or weekends or slow days.
yeah.
So
That's why we're
that's why you
doing
do
it
Sundays.
Sundays and Mondays,
But
fasting.
you can start Saturday evening, like at 6 o'clock on
I
Saturday.
could start tonight,
and then
and
you
fast all day
wait
Sunday and fast all day
Monday,
Monday.
and then go back to it at
I'm
Monday
working
at 9.
hardcore tomorrow,
Yeah.
outside though, and then by Monday, it's just right now.
Yeah, Mondays
Even
are
for
the slower
me,
days.
I'm just trying to do one day. I've done now about 8 weeks now, 2 months of Mondays.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
And it's
It
a great
helps.
reset. So, yeah, man.
I
You had
guess
a good
nobody
time?
wants coaching today.
It's all
We
good.
just keep talking about aliens and spacecraft and all that now.
And crazy conspiracy theories.
that
Yeah,
could
look
not-
at us kicked
there's
off
no
of
need.
TikTok.
Get
YouTube.
banned. Oh, you can't do this
Demonetize
anymore.
us.
Yeah,
No.
all of that. All of that. No, but yeah, fasting is great.
It is.
And I think everybody should practice every now and then. They say that fasting is dangerous for people with diabetes.
Oh, it could be, yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't
Well, just
recommend
check
it.
with your doctor. We're
Yeah,
not doctors or
definitely.
anything.
Yeah,
We're
no.
just going off of our own.
Of what we do in our own experience.
Yeah,
But no, if you have diabetes, no, I wouldn't suggest it. No, and people like pre-diabetes too, I wouldn't
sure.
because I know that people in the past used to fast due to the fact that they were poor, but we're not in that stage now. Everybody has money to buy food and everybody's taking care of themselves and whatnot. But if you have a condition like that, especially like diabetes, I don't think fasting is the
it could.
the right
Yeah,
thing.
there's definitely better
It
ways.
can make it worse.
Yeah.
Can
Well,
make
thanks,
it worse.
Julian.
Yeah,
Thanks,
we just gotta
brother.
put it out there. Never know.
Thank you. Yeah, we care about everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us today. We'll be back next Saturday for the Moringa Podcast live meetup.
I don't
And
know. I need to double check the schedule. I think next week might be a competition, so I might
No
not be
worries.
here, but I'll let you know.
I'll hold it down.
Yes, sir. Yeah. You don't need me.
Thanks, brother. No, I do. I love having you here because as soon as you come, it's like we get our day going. We're writing everything
motivated.
down. We're literally going off the questions that you literally came in and were asking.
Yeah.
So, thank
Yeah.
you.
The chop and drop, man. I learned something new today.
Chop and drop.
The chop and drop. It's like you said. It's like permaculture.
Yeah.
Right. I said
Yeah.
that right.
Yeah.
And it's just it's also a nice way to build up your garden beds.
Yep.
To mulch and not have to use plastic because
Yes.
one of the things you was telling me is that you use it to put over the grass and kill it.
Dead
Now
the
you don't
grass.
have to kill the grass,
Yes.
and that dead grass works as fertilizer too. So
Mhm,
I'm like,
mhm.
that's great.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, learned something new for me. So I don't know about you guys, but I did.
Awesome. And we'll put more information about permaculture in the members area.
Yes.
So
We'll do. All right.
thanks, y'all.
I
Peace.
guess.
Peace.
Later. Subscribe. Yeah.